Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO set 76004 Spider-Man Spider Cycle Chase. It has 237 pieces, rated 6 to 12, and it's from the Marvel Superhero series, and specifically it's from the Ultimate Spider-Man animated series, and this set retails for $19.99. And here in the front, it seems to be pretty crazy here in the front. And down here we have the minifigs. I'll talk about them later. And here in the back, you see some of the play features, and I'll talk about this set in more detail coming up. Before we take a look at the set itself, let's take a quick look at the comic book that we get. It's got a pretty nice cover, and the comic starts out at the Daily Bugle, and the explosion happens. And it turns out that Venom is there, and they start to duke it out until Dr. Doom shows up with his flying machine. And they fight it out too until Spider-Man shows up to save the day. And so does Buckethead, and it becomes all-out war over there. And eventually Nick Fury shows up because he wants a piece of the action. And that's just about it. And in the back we have some of the minifigures there, and we'll take a look at the ones that we get in this set. Here are the minifigures, and first up is Spider-Man. And he's the same as the ones you get from last year in the Doc Ock ambush. And here are his details. And there's the back. And he also comes with this white string that you can use to hang around buildings or to use as a jump rope. Next we have Venom, and he looks great. And I really love the printing that they did on this guy. And he's got the sharp teeth there, he's got the crazy looking eyes, and he's got that white spider printing, and a six-pack right there. And he has the same white spider printing on the back too, but it's covered by these tentacles here. And in addition, we also get these two tentacle things that you can use as either an extension for his arms. This way he looks even more crazy. Or you can just leave it standing alone like that, and just like dog poop, you should avoid stepping on them. And finally, we have Nick Fury. And I like Nick Fury. He kind of reminds me of my old boss, except that he has the eye patch on. And speaking of the eye patch, I like how it goes all around the head and then it kind of just stops right there. And here's the view of the back. And the printing also stops right there over there. And it really can't be helped because that's just how they make minifig heads, but it is pretty funny to look at when you think about it. And when it comes to the uniform, it is pretty simple looking, but this is how he looks like in the Ultimate Spider-Man series. And to be honest, I'm not really disappointed, but then again, I have been waiting for them to produce the Nick Fury that I saw in the Avengers movie poster, and that's the Nick Fury that I want. See him? That one looks so much better. And I like his gun too, which he doesn't need either because he's always in the helicarrier. Now to check out the Spider Cycle. Now the thing about the Spider Cycle is that if you never watched the series, then this might seem pretty cool to you. If you did watch the series, then you might find this a little funny looking because it is kind of big and the wheels are really thick too. And it really can't be helped because you have to build it this way in order to maintain the functionality, which is the splitting wheels. They could have used a thinner wheel, but then again, it probably wouldn't look right either. But here's what it looks like all around with the wheels open. And in the end, it's a really nice concept. It's just hard to execute in LEGO form. And other than that, it's a really simple motorcycle. Okay, we'll just have Spider-Man sit on top there, and you can just ride off into battle. And in the front here, we get a sticker, which is this little spider right there. And that's just about it. Finally, we'll take a look at the S.H.I.E.L.D. flying car. And I just love everything about this car. I think it looks great, and it has a lot of nice features too. Here's a view of the side, and the only thing I would change about it is the color, because being that it's a S.H.I.E.L.D. vehicle, I kind of expect it to be in a dark blue color. But that is something you can always do on your own. It's just that you'll have to find some other color for the wedge plates up here, because they don't have that in dark blue. But anyway, here's a view of the bottom, and if you look carefully, we have double inverted slopes on the inside, and that is what allows you to convert this into flying mode, because if that was a brick, you'd have a hard time changing it. And here's what it looks like with the wheels down, and that is pretty neat just by itself. And now, we'll take a look at the back. Right here in the middle we have a license plate, and this is the spoiler up here. And up here, this part can be lifted up to reveal a hidden flick fire missile. And that is a really neat feature too. The only bad thing is that there's really not enough space back here for you to flick it because the spoiler's in the way, so you'll just have to push it and hopefully it doesn't land on Nick Fury's head. And speaking of which, here's the view of the inside, and we have a nice control panel in there, and we'll just stick in Nick Fury. And there's really not much space on the inside, so when you have him driving with his gun, you'll have to have the gun pointing upward. And you really can't help it because that's just simply how they have the windshield there. And here's the view of the other side. Okay, and here's the view of the front, and we get another license plate for the middle there. And up here we got a big S.H.I.E.L.D. emblem right there. If you want this in dark blue, you just have to get yourself another Cosmic Cube Escape set But otherwise, I think this is a pretty neat looking car, just the way it is. And now we'll move on to the recommendations. Overall, this is a really good set, and when it comes to the value, we have a price per piece ratio of 8.4 cents per piece, which is actually really good considering it's a superhero set, and we're getting about $22 to $30 worth of parts here, not including the minifigures. Nick Fury by himself is worth about 8, Spider-Man is worth 12, and Venom is worth about 10, so apparently it's a really good deal since this retails for $20. And when it comes to the play features, I think it's just okay. After you've played this for a while, you'll kind of wish that there was a way to convert the wheels simultaneously instead of one by one. But I think you'll get over it eventually. Best thing about this set is really you're just getting the exclusive minifigs, which is Nick Fury and Venom. And you're also getting 2 really cool looking vehicles too. So in the end, I think it's a pretty good set, and I think you'll like it. And that sums up my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. And hopefully it doesn't land on Nick Fury's head. Oh my gosh, it did. And hopefully it doesn't land on Nick Fury's head. Again? Hard to flick. Oh, there we go.